Hey, everybody. Welcome to Will There Be Cake? The podcast where we talk about holidays and whether there should be cake on those holidays. My name is Amber, and
I'm
my
Robert.
co-host,
I said it already.
that he said
I'm
his
Rob.
name,
I
I
know.
guess.
I didn't know if you were going to introduce
I didn't
me
know
or
his
not.
name, so I'm glad he said it first.
Yeah. We've
That's
only known
Robert.
each other for one other podcast.
Yep. Just one.
Yeah.
So today, we're talking about today, which is
April 2nd, which is...
national. Wait, it's not national. It could be national.
It could be national.
All right, we're going to go with it. It's a Children's Book Day.
Children's Book Day.
What a day.
A day that I have celebrated oh so many times.
Do you think the book fair is on Children's Day? Children's Book Day? Like in school? I don't remember when when holidays were when I was a child. But
yeah, I don't think when I was in school, I don't think that...
I feel like
that
that
was
would
a
be
day.
a smart... It was a day because
Was it?
originated in 1967 and you were still
Oh, shit.
not born yet.
I was not even close to being born yet.
So it existed. So I feel like the book fair day should have been.
I mean, maybe there was there were days where we were like required to read.
That's true.
I don't know if it was on said day. I don't
Do you
know if it was on
remember?
April 2nd.
Do you remember the book fair when you were in school?
No,
Really?
I don't know.
I loved the book fair.
What was the book fair?
It was like they sold books like in the library or somewhere, and you
They
went.
sold them?
Yeah. Because it's like you would go and you would buy books,
Sounds vaguely
but they had like
familiar.
pencils and toys and like folders and all kinds of cool stuff. Just
Everything
saying.
you need to make a book.
all the things you need for books
Paper.
and reading.
I mean, it sounds vaguely familiar, but I don't know. I don't
Okay.
remember it.
Well, apparently you don't like books.
No, I do like books. In fact, before we get into this, I want to say that in elementary school, there was one every Friday. I think there would be like a free couple hours, like at the end of the day, and basically, you would get assigned to like one spot in the room, and every spot would
That
do
sounds
something
weird.
different. Like one spot was like computer, and you would have computer time for half an hour, and then you would move to the next spot in the line, and it would be like reading a book. But like
For how
There's-
long?
one of them was crafts and stuff. You would just do for like a half an hour,
Oh.
and then she would like ring a bell or something, and then everybody would move to the next spot. My favorite though was there was like this house. It was like a fake little house, and you go in the house, and there'd be a bunch of books, and you just went in there and you read.
Wow,
And
a little house.
That was that was
so creepy.
No, but it was cool. It was like in the corner of the room, and that was my favorite because there was like a pillow in there, and
Wow,
like you would just lay on a blanket and you would just read, and that was my favorite part of
Oh.
really elementary school in general. I was a loner.
My
I
favorite
liked just
was
being in the
nap
house.
time.
Yeah, I liked nap time too.
Yeah.
But whatever.
Well, yeah. So do you know how Children's Book Day came to be in 1967?
I absolutely, because I wasn't alive even close to that time. I'm
Well,
gonna say
I
no.
was alive.
Now to research it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
And it came about from the International Board on Books for Young People, IBBY, which is they founded Children's Book Day.
IBBY is also the droid from the new Star Wars trilogy.
Wow.
No, I made that up.
Okay. It sounds right.
Yeah, it should be.
So IBBY is an international nonprofit organization that promotes the importance of literacy and reading to our children. They work to promote children's books and authors and organize events in schools, which makes me think.
It probably was in school. I just don't remember it.
And then libraries all over the world to get children to read.
I mean, in all fairness, it's just one day a year, so like
Right.
I'm not gonna remember that one
Exactly.
specific day.
Yeah. So it's a pretty good holiday. This holiday has a
Okay, but
good outcome. It's getting children to read.
I mean that's good. But does it? You said young. Was it young adults or children in general? Does it just say children?
Just as children.
like what do you think the cap is on that?
Oh, good question.
You think it'd be up to like
I feel like young adults too, because I
young
think,
adult is like more like middle school, right?
Yeah. Because I think I even remember on like the book fair days that they had young adults books
I mean that's when I really remember
Yeah.
starting to read
and like
was-
enjoying it
Yeah,
a lot.
like
Yeah,
Hatchet. I remember that book.
Harry Potter. That's more of a young adult, I feel like, than children.
I didn't get into Harry Potter though.
Okay, well,
I know people love it. They still
on
do.
you.
Listen, I read Hatchet. Okay, Hatchet was my young adult.
I don't
book.
even know what that is. So.
Hatchet, the one where the kid like his plane crashes and then he's got to live in the
God, that
woods.
sounds terrible for a young child.
No, it was good. We had to watch
Too
it
soon.
I think it was 5th grade. I watched it.
Watched?
There was a movie. They made a
Oh.
straight to video movie. It was very, very bad, but it was. We watched it after we read the book.
Okay.
Yeah,
I don't think I ever read it.
like a moose attacks them and stuff.
Wow, that sounds really awful.
It's
but-
actually
I mean, awful for children to read is my point. But
well,
and
it was a
awful
little
in
more
general.
grown up.
Okay.
Little side story though, I remember in middle school, we were supposed to all pick a book to read, and then we had to read a passage from that book out to the class.
Yeah, and what'd
And
you pick?
I used to read like a lot of more
More adult books.
adult books, and Michael Crichton, because
Oh,
Jurassic
no.
Park was my favorite like movie. I wanted to read that book, so I read that book, and it's not for kids.
No, what passage did you pick? Like someone getting devoured by a T-Rex?
So I was like kind of I've always been kind of like not a loner, but like quiet, very shy
A
and
nerd.
stuff. Yeah, not a nerd, but like just quiet and shy. Okay, and but I always like to try to make people laugh sometimes too. But I
course.
wasn't a class clown. It was just every once in a while I try to
Right.
do stuff because I like to just see people's reactions. So the passage I read was
Oh, no.
of the Dilophosaurus attack on Dennis Nedry
Oh,
when it
no.
spits in his eyes and then eats him. But in the book, it is so graphic, and I read the whole thing. And I remember it was like after somebody read like a Harry Potter passage, and I went up there and I read this passage. And I remember the teacher going like, "Well, that was interesting, Robert. Thank you for that.
That's amazing.
Let's try to find something a little more lighthearted next time." I'm like, "All right, I'm sorry.
This
was
is what I
liked
read.
it." Yeah.
My parents are raising me well.
And then after that, I started reading It by Stephen King.
Nice.
And she was like, "You're not reading a passage from that." I was like, "Okay,
fine.
yeah, fine." But no, I get it. Like, yeah, young adult makes sense for like the children's book day.
I mean, they're still children.
I mean, yeah. Plus, like, I mean, when you look up the children's books, though, like, it's pulling up a lot of Dr. Seuss and like really old school books.
Right.
Dr. Seuss and what was that?
Oh, there's so many Dr. Seuss books. When I looked
Yeah.
up the list of the best children books, I think like
What are the top 5?
10 of them are Dr. Seuss. The top 5 are Where the Wild Things Are.
That's a good one.
I read that one.
Yeah.
The Very Hungry Caterpillar.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. The Giving Tree, which was my personal favorite when I was a
read it.
kid.
I don't remember it though.
I mean, when I reread it today, I'm like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, it doesn't have as much weight.
But I
now.
had I think I had like a used copy, so I had like some other kid's name in the like scribbled on the front, and it had all kind of scribbles on the inside. But I loved the book. I remember as a kid. I still have it somewhere in my mom's house.
Right.
Number 4 is Green Eggs and Ham, Dr. Seuss. There we go. So
Okay.
that's the number 1 Dr. Seuss book is Green Eggs and Ham, which I think is my favorite. I think I like it better than Cat in the Hat.
Really?
And then number 5 is Goodnight Moon, which has to be my second favorite. Like, or maybe it's a tie between Goodnight Moon and The Giving Tree. Did you read Goodnight Moon?
Again, it sounds familiar, but I don't.
Goodnight Moon.
I
is
probably
good.
did. Yeah. Okay. So, Giving Tree, isn't that the same author who wrote Where the Sidewalk Ends? It's saying Shel Silverstein.
Yeah, you're right. It is.
Because I remember it had the same kind of artwork.
But I feel like I remember reading Where the Sidewalk Ends, but
I
isn't
think
it
it's
like a little?
is Where the Sidewalk Ends. Shel
Isn't it?
Silverstein.
Yeah. It is. It's on this website I'm on.
Okay.
It
Yeah, it
says
is.
yeah.
So,
Silverstein.
Yeah, I remember reading Where the Sidewalk Ends. I just don't remember The Giving Tree. But I remember like the artwork when you said that, so I wanted to look it up. But yeah, same author.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was the top 5.
That's
So
pretty good.
yeah, I think those. What was your favorite children's book as a child? A
Well,
children's book.
as when no, okay.
Chil-
I won't say
Not Jurassic Park.
I won't say The Lost World.
The Lost World.
No. My favorite children's book besides Hatchet, like even earlier than that, like going like this
So
old
Hatchet
school when I was
is
younger.
a children's book? I
No,
feel
it's a young adult
okay,
book.
Okay.
But a children's book, I would say Are You My Mother?
Are You My Mother?
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not. I always thought it was a Dr. Seuss book, but it's not.
No, it's not.
It's
it's number 27 on this list.
Okay.
By P.D. Eastman.
Eastman. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I liked that one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I
With the
remember my
dog
mom buying that
and the
for
bird.
me. Yeah, and it's like the bird falls out of the nest, and then he's got to go
Yeah.
find his mom, and he keeps asking like all these Well, like he asks like all these animals like if they're his mother, and then he starts
Right.
asking like a tractor and shit. And it's like calm down, buddy. Like, does that even resemble you at all?
I hope the tractor is like, yes.
Well, I always liked animals, so because there's
Right.
a lot of animals in it, I think is what I liked about it.
That makes sense.
I don't know, maybe. I can't
Maybe.
remember.
So yeah, my favorite. I think I'm gonna go more towards Goodnight Moon now that I'm thinking about it.
Good Night Moon.
Yeah,
Who wrote
you should
that one?
read it. You should read it someday. Margaret
All right.
Wise Brown.
Is it a tough read? Because I don't need
It's-
anything like.
I mean, I've always been a big fan of the moon ever since my mom used to tell me when I was a baby I would stare at the moon.
Because of that book.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think I read when I was a baby. Maybe she probably
Right,
read
maybe
it to
she
me.
read it to you, and you
Right,
just always
and I
had a
was like,
fascination.
"Ooh,
That's why you always wanted to be an astronaut.
moon." Yeah, exactly.
And your favorite movie is Apollo
And I wanted to be a
11.
vet. I wanted to be a
Apollo
vet
13.
in space.
A vet in space?
Yeah, yeah. You know, like, haven't you seen all those movies and shows
You
where
mean-
there's like people are living on like a spaceship in space? There's got to be vets in space someday.
Also, from sadly all the animals that they sent first before they sent people. So
Exactly.
those chimps and the
They're just
goldfish
living
that
out
are
there.
like floating up there, you
Right.
want to help them.
Yeah.
I think they're dead by now.
You don't know that.
Well, I think it was before the.
Have you been
like,
to space?
It was in the 60s.
But have you been to space?
I haven't been to space.
Maybe it preserves them and they don't die.
Well, Amber Simpson, I believe that the world is flat, so there is no space. Okay.
Oh, you're one of those.
Just
Okay.
kidding. Just kidding.
And my young adult favorite are the Harry Potter books, which you said you did not read because you suck. But,
I listened to the first one as an
You-
audiobook.
but why would you do that? You can't imagine as well when you.
Well,
Listen.
because I was walking at the time, so I needed to pass the time, and I was listening to it. And the only reason why, I don't know if I should say all this, but yeah, whatever. I listened to the first one, and then I was going to listen to the second one. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll keep listening to them. But I was downloading them, like the
Right.
by like chapters and stuff. Well, when I downloaded the second book, for some reason, the chapters were all out of order, and I didn't know
weird.
that. And
So
it was
you were
on my
listening to it?
iPhone, so it was like I was going, and like just every 10 minutes, I'd be like, "What's going on?" Like it would just jump around, and then I realized I was like, "This doesn't make any sense. That character died, or something happened." So I like looked at my phone, and I saw that it was all out of order. So for
That's
like
annoying.
an hour and a half, I listened to just out of order Harry Potter 2. So I never went back and listened to it. I was just like, screw it.
Did you watch the movies?
Nope.
Wow. Okay.
I
We
don't
can't
know.
be friends anymore. Podcast over.
I don't know.
That's
Well,
fine.
when we get to Harry Potter Day, I'll watch them all. I'm sure there is a Harry
You
Potter
will
Day.
not watch them all. It'll take you so long.
I mean, in general, I'll build up to that day. I'll watch them before that day.
Okay, that's a deal.
Cool.
And then we'll have cake.
Yeah, right. Which we got to find out if we're going to have cake here. But I think before we do that, aren't we going to?
We have to celebrate. What should we do to celebrate Children's Book Day today?
Well, I think we should read a classic children's book.
Oh, okay. Let's do it. How about number 2 on the list?
Is it number 2?
Yep. A
Nice.
Very Hungry Caterpillar. Good choice. Good choice. It's number
That's
2.
a good one. All right.
It's a good one. Let's do it.
Why do you always think I don't believe you? I mean, I was looking over at your screen, but still.
I don't know.
Okay, so we're gonna read The Very Hungry Caterpillar,
Yeah.
and
The
you know,
Very
for children's
Hungry Caterpillar
for
by
Children's Book Day.
Eric Carle.
Eric Carle, EC, as his friends call him.
Yeah, that's what I call him. We're friends. We
writer.
close. We tight like that.
Yeah, sure.
I wonder if he's still alive.
Well, we'll look it up
Okay.
afterwards. All right, so how are you gonna
You
read
can
each
go
other one?
first.
Okay, so we're gonna read this. How about this?
Put on your reading pants,
No,
guys.
You read it,
Okay.
and I'll describe the pictures because the pictures are a
Ooh,
big
yeah.
part of this.
It is a really big part of it. Like
Yeah.
you can't read this book without looking at it.
Yeah.
You wouldn't
But
wanna-
since this is a podcast, there's no visual medium to this.
so if
might as
you
well.
if you go on the internet, you
Yeah.
can find it on YouTube. Some other lady reading it to you, or
or
a
you can
slideshow.
find the book. Yeah, a slideshow, a book. Or you can just buy the book for probably like $6 somewhere.
yes, definitely do that because it is Children's Book Day, and that's what we're here for.
Exactly.
Promote
Yeah.
children reading.
Yeah, get
buy
your
it,
kids reading.
buy it, and read it to your child. If you don't have a child, read it to your dog. If you don't have a dog, read it to yourself.
Yeah, you know, and if you haven't
There's a
read
child
it,
on
you're
the
gonna
inside.
want to read it because it's thrilling adventure. It's the
Wow.
twists and turns. Leo Tolstoy said that this was his favorite book before he wrote. Yeah, it was the inspiration for War and Peace.
I believe it. I believe it.
It's pretty solid.
All right. In the light of the moon, a little egg lay on a leaf.
Okay, so in this picture,
That doesn't even look like an egg.
yeah, it's a very different art style, but it's like a little white dot on a leaf. And then what's that? Is that like the moon or something?
A stone It looks like a person.
It looks like a person
with a headband on.
And then there's a bunch of like colorful like stone rocks.
Oh, it's got to be the moon.
underneath
It does say in the light of the moon.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
It's
Well, then why is it all colorful?
It's a creepy person moon with a headband.
Yeah, it does have a headband. That's interesting. Next page.
Next page. One Sunday morning, the warm sun came up and pop! Out of the egg came a tiny and very hungry caterpillar. Caterpillar?
That's weird. So I guess like that's just the background for the pages is this multicolored rock thing. Like there's just a bunch of different rocks, but there's like 4 what do you call those, blocks or like kind of like
scenes.
Comic book scenes, yeah. It shows the egg, shows an arrow. And then it shows the caterpillar. So it's coming out of the egg, obviously.
It's too graphic to see the actual hatching of the
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the bottom picture shows like the caterpillar just walking along the ground with like the sun, a happy little sun in the background.
Yeah, so
very bright and shiny.
Suns and moons have faces in this story.
That's cool. So does the caterpillar.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
All right. He started to look for some food.
And in this, he's just walking, and he just says, "I'm so hungry!"
As you are as soon as you come out of your birthing egg.
I never noticed the background was so vibrant.
It's so vibrant. You
Not anymore, though.
Can't even see the caterpillar.
Yeah.
On Monday, he ate through 1 apple, but he was still hungry.
So you see an apple, and you see the caterpillar.
Maybe
and
if
there's
he
a
ate,
hole in the
maybe
apple.
if he ate the whole apple instead of just like straight through the apple, he wouldn't be hungry.
Yeah, it's showing him just go like straight through the apple. Like he's like, it's not showing him coming out of the apple or anything. It's just showing an apple with a hole in it and then the caterpillar.
Have you ever
That's
eaten
cool.
an apple and had a caterpillar in it?
No, but I've heard that some people bit into like a worm, like a worm, or I guess it's a caterpillar or something. But it's like
I guess it could
apple.
be a worm.
Gross.
All right, next page. On Tuesday, he should be eating tacos, but he ate through 2 pears, but he was still hungry.
So we see 2 pears with 2 holes in them, and the caterpillar's still there.
Oh my gosh.
Next page.
Looks like a creepy frowny face. On Wednesday, he ate through 3, count them, 1, 2, 3 plums. It doesn't say that. It says on Wednesday, he ate through 3 plums, but he was still hungry.
So we see 3 plums, 3 holes in the plums. 1 hole in each plum, and then the caterpillar still. I think this is the same stock picture of the caterpillar.
Yeah, I mean the art here.
Yeah,
it's top notch. On Thursday, he ate through 4 strawberries, but guess what? He was still hungry.
Yeah. So there's 4 strawberries. They all have a hole in them.
Oh wow! Imagine that.
Crazy.
On Friday, he ate through 4 oranges.
5.
JK. 5 oranges. I can't count oranges. On Friday, he ate through 5 oranges, but he was still hungry. How many oranges are on the screen?
So it's getting
4 or 5.
So for me, it's getting a little repetitive at this point. But there's 5 oranges, and they all have a hole in them.
Oh, again, not eating. He's wasting food here.
Yeah.
On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake. Wow, did we go from fruit?
Yeah, why is it going from fruit to chocolate cake?
And where did he get cake from?
Doesn't grow on trees.
Can you describe this cake to me?
It looks like a layered cake. It's definitely chocolate. Looks like it has a cherry on top.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe some kind of like icing, like a chocolate icing on the top.
We like cake
too.
on this podcast, so
yeah, obviously
we must describe the cake.
Well, we're gonna describe cake after this, but
yeah.
So right there, like it's just got a hole in it too. You just went right through it.
Right through the cake. Where are the words to this?
I think that is the word.
Okay.
This is.
Wait, go back. We
I
need
think
a
he's
continuation. On Saturday, he ate through 1 piece of chocolate cake, comma, 1 ice cream cone.
This is on the next page. It shows an ice cream cone with a hole in it, and
really
it
bad
looks
ice
like a
cream
strawberry, maybe strawberry flavored.
1 pickle.
This shows obviously a pickle with a hole in it.
Yep. 1 slice of Swiss cheese.
Now that's weird because Swiss cheese already has holes in it, but he made a new hole.
Yeah, but it's a circular hole.
It's a circular hole.
Good thing
it's
he
not
didn't
like the
just
other.
go right through one of the holes and get nothing.
Yeah, he wouldn't have got any food. But that's a comma, so we're still going.
We're still going. 1 slice of salami.
Now it's weird where the hole is on this one because the hole is like in the middle of like if you cut the salami in half, And
So
he
that's
ate
a lot of
through-
salami. He should be full at this point, to
but
me.
Wow, we're gonna find
Well,
out.
how big is this caterpillar?
Wow, we're gonna find out.
One lollipop.
Now the lollipop has a hole in it, but
Does
it's
it
not
have
where
a
the
hole?
stick. Yeah, it's like right there.
And why does the stick go past
This-
the lollipop?
No, because I think the stick is on the left side. It's not like straight through the center of the
Oh, I
lollipop,
got you.
which is good because he would have eaten some stick. You know
Oh,
what I
that's
mean?
true. You're right. Unless he didn't go through the middle, but continue.
Continue.
One piece of cherry pie.
Now I don't see the hole in this one.
Me neither. Unless it's like the little chip at the top. No, there's no hole.
Did he eat the whole cherry pie?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God, Warrant is going to be very happy with that. Okay, next one.
One sausage. They
Now
just
he
gave
did salami and sausage.
and they gave up on the holes.
Yeah, there's no holes in these.
What is going on
Is
here?
he eating the whole thing now?
No, because why would it be there? It should just say one sausage and show it x-rayed into his belly.
All right.
All right. One cupcake.
Now the one cupcake has like a gray hole in it,
Is that a hole
or maybe
a rock?
it's a chocolate chip or something.
Or-
The cupcake is brown with blue
Cupcake
doily
thingy.
holder. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's
We're going
the
to keep
hole.
going. There's more commas. And one slice of watermelon. That night, he had a stomach ache. I don't know if that's part of the book or they're just letting you know, but
I think that's part of it. Now, again, it shows the watermelon, no hole in it,
no holes.
but it's a watermelon, got 4 seeds. Looks tasty, I guess. And
Yeah,
then,
I'd eat it.
but the caterpillar looks all like messed up right now.
He looks dead. Poor
Yeah.
caterpillar. He's so full.
He's
Shouldn't
got a
have
stomach
ate so
ache.
much, man. The very hungry caterpillar then ate through one green leaf. He started to feel better.
So now it's just showing a green leaf, and it looks like he's at the edge of the leaf, like he's chowing down, I guess. He's going to eat the whole thing, not just eat like through it. And then we're back to the multicolored rock pebbles in the background.
Yeah. He should have started with a leaf because he's a caterpillar.
That's true.
Now, the caterpillar was no longer small. He was big. He was a big, fat caterpillar. The words go smaller and bigger.
I
And
know.
it's really confusing my eyes from this far away.
No, you're good.
He wasn't small anymore. He's big. He's a big, fat caterpillar.
Yeah, it actually shows the caterpillar, and it says little underneath, and then it shows a big caterpillar next to him, and it says big underneath.
He is a big, fat
Just in
caterpillar.
case we were confused.
Yeah, I didn't know what big meant.
Yep.
He built a small house called a cocoon around himself. He stayed inside for more than 2 weeks. Then he nibbled a small hole in the cocoon, pushed his way out, and... ...
But before we get to it, it's just a cocoon. It's a brown cocoon just sitting there. That was the most you had to read, like, throughout this whole book.
Yeah,
is that page
that's
right
a
there.
big paragraph.
But we're not to the last
Sentence.
page. This is the last page right now.
Oh,
So I was waiting, and
a beautiful butterfly.
there's he's a bunch of different colors.
He looks like he's
and-
like laying on the ground.
Yeah, he
but
doesn't
it's
really look
fine.
like he's flying. Like his wings are like flattened at the bottom, but that's okay. Still looks cool. I mean, the art style is decent, so that's fine. But yeah, he turned into a beautiful butterfly,
Wow,
or she. I don't
wonder
know.
if this makes children think that caterpillars eat everything. Do they?
That's
though?
one thing. I mean, they probably do eat a lot of stuff,
Do you
but
think a
again, I think
cake?
most of the time they're just eating leaves
There's no way they eat lollipops
or sausages.
or sausages. This book is unrealistic.
Do you think the point of this book is to like teach kids about numbers because he eats like?
Yeah,
he
but
only
they give up.
It only goes up to 5. That's what I don't understand.
It teaches you to count to 5, and then that's it.
I should have got into the children's writing game.
Right? I feel like it can't be too hard.
I could have done that. Should count up to 5 and then just give up and go 1 for each of the last food items. You're just
Really
naming
could do
foods.
anything. Have you read some children books? Some of them are really
guess.
demented too.
Again, I'm not calling this a bad book. Or
Oh, no,
anything.
it's a great
a good book. It's just
It is number 2 on the top.
yeah, it's definitely for
Books.
the younger crowd, very young crowd. But
It's easy, and it's easy probably for like a kid
Yeah,
to
like,
read.
yeah, kindergarten, first grade, like they can kind of
And
go
you're
through
like
it. You
teaching
can read
them
it to
what things are. Like, this is a sausage.
Yeah, and this is a salami. Don't get confused. So yeah,
We did it. We read a book. We celebrated.
That's how we sell it. That's how you got to celebrate Children's Book Day.
Yeah. Or, like buy some children's books, donate some books.
Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you could celebrate this day, but we wanted to read through a book for you guys so you guys can kind of get a sense of it in case you forgot what it's like to read a children's book.
Yeah, that's what it's like.
It's like reading it and dissecting
Yeah.
everything from it.
Someone next to you describing the pages to you.
Yeah, so that's good.
Perfect.
But now
The
we
real
got to
question.
decide.
Is this a cake-worthy holiday, Robert?
Honestly, I think it could be. I think it could be.
You could put a book on top of the cake.
Well, I think you mean as a design, or you mean as like smashing the cake down?
Both.
Okay.
Both. Or, I mean...
But no, you could put like the Cat in the Hat or the Lorax on top.
There's so
you can
many
decorate
things.
the cakes. You can
put a caterpillar. You could have a caterpillar eat the cake.
And it's a good way to get
To reward.
kids, get kids to read. You go, well, and then we'll have some cake after you read your whole book.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. And if you happen to read through The Very Hungry Caterpillar, you can eat the cake that's in that picture.
Yeah,
he
you can.
eats through, which
But
looks
it's a
pretty
chocolate
tasty.
cake.
It's a chocolate cake with a cherry
You
on
have
top.
to be a fan of chocolate cake.
Yeah, if you don't like chocolate cake, then don't eat it, I guess.
I wonder if there's a National Cake Day.
Oh, there's definitely going to be I know there's a
There has
National
to be.
Pie Day, which
There is.
deciding if there should be a cake that day is going to be interesting.
Oh, my gosh. Okay, we'll talk
But-
about that later.
yeah,
That's-
yeah.
That's something to think about.
No, I think that's solid. I think today, I think you can have cake.
Yeah.
Have your cake and eat it too.
Have your cake and read it, too.
Yeah. That should be the motto of Children's Book Day. Have your cake and read it too.
All right,
Cool.
guys. Well, thank you for joining us again for April 2nd, National Children's Book Day.
Yeah.
Go celebrate by reading a book.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Take it easy, guys. This has been a Seven Lamb production.